When it comes down to shooting a YouTube video, or any video for that matter, audio is incredibly important. I always say to people are willing to listen to a video with no visuals than a video that's beautifully shot with terrible audio, like traffic noise or wind noise in the background. Now you might be thinking I'm using my fancy PodTrack microphone, but in fact, I'm actually using the internal microphone of my camera, and I'm using Adobe's new Audio Enhance feature to get better audio from a terrible microphone. So let me show you how you can use this new feature, as well as how you can import it and add it to your video in Premiere Pro. And I'm gonna start right now. Right guys, so the very first thing you want to do is go ahead and open up Premiere Pro. Now I'm only working on one video, so I've added it to my timeline, and as you can see, it's called 1.0 test video. So let me quickly show you what that video sounds like with the audio straight out of camera. So this is a test audio sample to show you guys how good the Audio Enhance feature works from Adobe. I've opened up my windows to let some traffic noise in, as well as I'm using the internal microphone of my camera. Can you hear me now? So as you can see, that is actually quite bad audio. So what can we do to improve this? Well, we can use Adobe's new audio enhancer. So how are we going to do that? Is firstly, we need to have an MP3 or a WAV file. Now, how to create that? We can't create it in Premiere Pro, or not in this particular Premiere Pro. So we're going to minus that. We want to find our raw audio clip, which you can see here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up Media Encoder, and we need to make an MP3. So I'm going to take my raw test video clip and drag that into Media Encoder. So in our Media Encoder settings, which is this button here, our preset, we're going to go to Format, and we're going to drop down to where you can see it says MP3. Then we want the highest quality, so I recommend 128, or choosing the 258 kilobytes per second high quality, and then you want to save it. So I'm just going to save mine to my desktop, and then all you need to do is go ahead and click OK. Then you need to go ahead and press play, and what you can do, so if you've got multiple clips, I recommend doing this all at the same time with inside Media Encoder. But as I've only got one clip, it's only playing through one. So we're gonna go ahead and minus that. So what you should have after you've done that is your original clip, and then you should have an MP3 file, which we're going to basically enhance the audio of that specific file. So let's go ahead and enhance this audio. So let's go ahead, open up your browser. I'm opening up Safari, and you want to go to this. All you need to do is type into Google Adobe Audio Enhancer and go to the first link basically in, and I'll place the link in the description if you are after it. And you should open up with this. This is basically Adobe Podcast, and this is where you can drag your audio. So what we want to do, go ahead, upload, and we want to go ahead and import that MP3 file. So 1.0 test video _1.mp3. Let's go ahead and upload that. What it'll do is, depending on the length of the clip, because, you know, if you're doing an hour-long clip, it will take longer to enhance than a 30-second clip, but you just want to let it basically run its course. I'm going to let it run, and I'll tell you how long it takes.
One eternity later.
Right guys, so that took around about 2 minutes to achieve that 30-second clip. The two things that govern how long it will take will be the length of the clip itself. So let's say if it's a 30-second clip, it won't take that long at all, or if it's a 20-minute clip, it will take far longer, and also the speed of your internet. If you've got slow internet, this may take longer. So once you get to this stage, you can either preview it, so you can actually click on this little button to preview the sound. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and straight download it. And what it'll do is it will download as a WAV file, and it will add, which is quite nice, basically the enhanced icon underneath. So it'll add enhanced into the name. So what we want to do now is add that to our Premiere Profile. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to go ahead and find my Premiere Pro, and I want to go ahead and import this. So I'm going to double click into my sample window here, and I'm going to go ahead and find our new file, and I'm going to go ahead and import it. And as you can see, I've got my raw audio file here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that to the timeline. Now as you can see, they're not linked. So what I need to do is right click, and I want to go ahead and click synchronize. So inside synchronize, I want to synchronize audio to track 1. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And what it'll do is, if I go ahead and zoom out, as you can see, that is the section of the audio that we have now enhanced. So all I need to do is go to my cut tool, cut at the start, cut at the end, delete those two, and then all I need to do is click on that video file, right click, and what I want to do is unlink it. So I'm going to go ahead and unlink, then I'm going to delete the audio file attached to that video. And now, as you can see, I've now got an enhanced audio connected to the video clip, and it is now synchronized. And this is what the new Audio Enhance tool sounds like. So this is a test audio sample to show you guys how good the audio enhance feature works from Adobe. I've opened up my windows to let some traffic noise in, as well as I'm using the internal microphone of my camera. Can you hear me now? So this is a test audio sample to show you guys how good the audio enhance feature works from Adobe. I've opened up my windows to let some traffic noise in, as well as I'm using the internal microphone of my camera. Can you hear me now? And there we go, guys. So that is how good the audio feature works. I think it sounds amazing, a lot better than just raw audio, and it does a really good job. Yes, it can definitely be improved upon, and I'm sure Adobe will be doing it, but as a kind of a beta sample, I highly recommend using it, especially if you've got dirty audio with maybe traffic noise in the background, or you're filming in a very difficult situation. Maybe it was windy. Highly recommend using this new feature.